Today, I was going to talk a little bit about solutions about overcoming depression and the invisible rule that changed my life. There's a saying, if you build it, they will come. So, we're going to talk about overcoming depression. Like, there are things that we can do to overcome depression and stress. I think a lot of times people are just so stressed out. We live in a stressed out society here. And if you keep being stressed, and you don't see a solution, then all of a sudden you start getting anxious, and then all of a sudden you find yourself depression. Chronic means it's just a part of your personality. You had it so long that you're just always feeling like you have a bag over your head. Chronic depression is persistent. That means you wake up with it, you go to bed with it, and it never goes away. Every time you see them, it's like they have a cloud over their head. People that have chronic depression, they have no energy. It's just they don't move. You don't like being around them. They're like a downer. And it's something I didn't talk about because I talked about depression last time. There's a difference between mental depression and chemical depression. That's another thing. Chemical depression and mental depression. There's this joke that I heard, and it was about this guy. There were two farmers, and the one farmer was a positive farmer, and the other one was a negative farmer. So one farmer said, "Oh, wow, it's raining. It's going to water our crops." And then the negative farmer said, "Oh, yeah, it's going to rain so much. It's going to ruin our crops. The roots are going to rot." And then the positive farmer said, "Look, our boat is out here. We could go fishing." And then the negative farmer said, "Yeah, but we're going to go out there, and we're probably not going to catch any fish at all." And then the positive farmer said, "I really thank God for my family. They really help me." And then the negative farmer says, "Oh, they just bug me all the time. I wish I didn't have a family." So then the positive farmer said, "I got this new dog, and watch this." So he shot a duck. They were hunting. The dog jumped out of the boat, walked on top of the water, went over, got the duck, and brought the duck all the way back to the boat. And so the positive farmer said, "What do you think about that?" And then the negative farmer said, "I should have known it. Your dog can't even swim." So the point is that no matter what, the negative farmer was going to be negative no matter what you say. So we have people like that. Chemical depression is your body is off balance. That's why you go to a psychiatrist and he gives you medication, because it balances your system, because your system is missing something. And so therefore you're chemically depressed. And so a lot of times people look down at people that are depressed, but a lot of times there's medical reasons. Also, it can be inherited in your family. It can be inherited in your family. People, their chemical makeup is that they are depressed. Some people have happy families. I can tell you, like in my family, like no one had anything nice to say about anybody. So when you live in an angry family, everybody, number one, is gossiping about the family. Have you ever had that? Like whoever's not there, everybody's talking about them. If they're gossiping about everybody else, if you're not there, they're going to be gossiping about you. But they have nothing to say about nice to anybody. They can only think about what they did do or what they didn't do. Those are things that lead to depression, because every time there's something called cortisol, which is a chemical in our body. And when we are upset, our body floods with this chemical called cortisol. So then it affects your thoughts. Now all of a sudden, everything looks bad. And then you get outside the house, and then you're like always having something to say negative about anything and everybody. So people who are angry, they tend to do a few things. Number one, it's like stirring a pot. You're angry. You have this angry chemical in your body. There's a happy chemical you can have. Like adrenaline gives you energy. And then there's another one. I'm trying to think the name of it. I'm having a senior moment, but lots of abuse. No one goes to therapy. When I grew up, I didn't know anything about therapy till I went to California. So you could have endorphins, and that can make you happy, or you could have cortisol, which makes you angry or tired, or it just like, you get that kind of thing in your body. And endorphins is good. Okay, so I went to the doctor today to see about my foot, because I hurt my foot 2 months ago. And so after 1 month, my foot was still swelling and sore. And so then I went to Mayo. I live close to Mayo Hospital. So then I went to Mayo, and then they x-rayed it and everything. And at the x-ray, they didn't see anything wrong, but they told me to take it easy on my foot and not take Pilates for a month, which I didn't like, and wear a hard shoe. Make sure I wore a hard shoe all the time. So I did for a month, and I reluctantly started out Pilates, and I went today, and it's still swelling. I have to go in a few weeks to get an MRI to make sure that there's nothing torn or something in my foot. So long story short, my foot is in progress. It's not there yet, but I'm getting there. So they haven't released me. So anyway, that's what's going on with my foot. But the thing is, whether you come from a happy family or a unhappy family, it's up to you to decide